Getting on with our positional rankings, today we're going to be hopping into the top 10 center fielders. And this was another hard list to make because, like many other positions, center field is stacked. But anyways, let's hop right into these rankings. Coming in at number 10, I have Ramone Loriano of the Oakland A's. Loriano was busted last year for PEDs, which really made me not want to put him on this list, but I think he is a very good player. Last year, Loriano played in 88 games where he hit .246 with 14 home runs, 39 RBIs to go along with 12 stolen bases, and a .760 OPS. So while Loriano is not going to hit for the best average in the world, he does have some power to go along with pretty decent speed. And on top of the pretty solid offensive numbers, Loriano has probably the best arm in all of baseball. He's made highlight reel after highlight reel over the years. This guy is just an absolutely elite defender out there in center field, and I could not leave him off the list when you just look at how good he is defensively to go along with some pretty good offense. So it remains to be seen whether the steroids were boosting Loriano's offensive production or not, but I still think he's going to come back next year and be a solid player, and I have him coming in at number 10. Moving on at number 9, I have Harrison Bader of the St. Louis Cardinals. Bader is a very underrated outfielder. A lot of people really don't know how good this guy really is. Like Ramone Loriano, Bader has one of the best gloves out there in center field in baseball. And to go along with that, he has some pretty solid offensive numbers as well. Last year, he played in 103 games where he hit .267 with 16 home runs, 50 RBIs, 9 stolen bases to go along with a .785 OPS and a 3.9 WAR. He won his first Gold Glove last year, and I would not be surprised to see him win many more into the future as he's still only 27 years old. So his glove is as good as it gets in center field. To go along with some pretty solid offensive production, I think he is all around a great ball player, and I have him coming in at number 9. Moving on at number 8, I have Trent Grisham of the San Diego Padres. Grisham is similar to Bader and Loriano in the sense that he has some very good defense to go along with solid offense. Grisham isn't the fastest player in the world, but he did win his first Gold Glove last year because he has some great range and also a great arm out there. And offensively, while he hasn't shown everything he can do so far, he has still played pretty well. Last year, he played in 132 games where he hit .242 with 15 home runs, 62 RBIs, 13 stolen bases to go along with a .740 OPS and a 3.3 WAR. So those offensive numbers aren't amazing, but I think in terms of upside offensively, Grisham has a little bit more potential than players like Harrison Bader and Ramone Loriano. Not to mention, Grisham is in one of the most stacked offenses in baseball in San Diego. I think his offensive numbers are only going to improve next year to go along with Gold Glove defense. Moving on, at number 7, I have Cedric Mullins of the Baltimore Orioles. Now, if we were judging this list off of last year's numbers, then Mullins would probably be number 1. He played in 159 games where he hit .291 with 30 home runs, 59 RBIs, 30 stolen bases to go along with an .878 OPS and a 5.7 WAR. So Mullins put together a crazy stat line last year that absolutely no one was expecting out of him. Prior to 2021, Mullins had never played more than 48 games in a season. So while I do have Mullins relatively low on the list, after having such a great breakout season last year, he could really be this going forward. He could be a 30-30 guy. But for me, I just need to see a little bit more to put him a little bit higher on the list because, like I said, center field is absolutely loaded, and I did not want to disrespect any of the players that I ranked above him. Moving on at number 6, I have George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays. And I know what a lot of people are probably thinking up to this point. They're thinking that George Springer should be ranked a lot higher. And for me, it's really a toss-up. These players are just so close. It's really neck and neck, and I wouldn't be mad if you put him even as high as number 4 or number 3. But I think the players that I ranked above him are a little bit better up to this point in their careers. But anyways, back to George Springer. Last year, he played in 78 games where he hit .264 with 22 home runs, 50 RBIs to go along with a .907 OPS and a 2.4 WAR. This guy has some of the best power you're going to find in center field as he has 40 home run pop. And defensively in center field, he is also really, really good. So for George Springer, there's not too many holes in his game up to this point in his career. He is a very good offensive and defensive center fielder, and I have him coming in at number 6. Moving on at number 5, I have Bryan Reynolds of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Reynolds is one of those players that seems to fly under the radar because he does not play for the best team. Last year, Reynolds had an amazing year as he played in 159 games where he hit .302 with 24 home runs, 90 RBIs to go along with a .912 OPS and a 6.0 WAR. He was named to his first All-Star team in 2021, and he also just finished outside of the top 10 in the National League MVP voting. To go along with a stellar offensive production, Reynolds also has a very good glove out there in center field. He has pretty decent speed to go along with a pretty solid arm and great range, making him all in all a great outfielder. And Reynolds this year is heading into his age 27 season where I think he is only going to get better. Reynolds is all around a great player. I think he's far and away the best player on Pittsburgh right now, and I have him coming in at number 5. Moving on at number 4, I have Starling Marte of the Oakland A's. Marte is an extremely underrated player that, in my opinion, is one of the best center fielders in the game. Last year, he played in 120 games where he hit .310 with 12 home runs, 55 RBIs to go along with 47 stolen bases, an .841 OPS, and a 4.7 WAR. To go along with that, Marte is a great defender in center field as he has amazing speed to go along with a very solid arm and great range. So this guy is one of the more underrated players in the game today. I mean, the dude only played in 120 games last year and stole 47 bases. And I know stolen bases aren't the whole picture, but like I just said, Marte is a great fielder, and he also hit above 300 last year to go with 12 home runs. So I mean, this guy can really do just about everything you are asking for in a center fielder and then some. Marte is so fun to watch. He's one of my favorite players in baseball today, and I have him coming in at number 4. At number 3, I have Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox. Robert is one of the top young players in baseball today as he is still only 24 years of age and is a budding superstar. Last year, Robert played in 68 games where he hit .338 with 13 home runs, 43 RBIs to go along with 6 stolen bases, a .946 OPS, and a 3.6 WAR. So this guy's going to hit for great average. He has 30 to 40 home run potential, and he's also extremely athletic and can steal double-digit bases. To go along with the ridiculous offensive potential, Robert has a very good glove at a very young age as he won a Gold Glove in his rookie season in 2020 when he only played in 56 games. So while Robert has not played a full season up to this point in his career, it really seems like health is the only thing that's holding this guy back from being a perennial MVP candidate. Look out for Luis Robert in 2022. If he is healthy and gets a full season in, he is a sleeper MVP pick. Moving on at number 2, I have Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins. Buxton is tough to rank because he seems to never be on the field, but when he is on the field, he is clearly one of the best center fielders in the game. Last year was another injury-riddled season where Buxton only played in 61 games, but in those 61 games, he produced. He hit .306 with 19 home runs, 32 RBIs, 9 stolen bases to go along with a .1005 OPS and a 4.5 WAR. And for those who have been following baseball for a pretty long time, know that Byron Buxton is probably one of the more athletic center fielders in the game today. He almost seems to try too hard out there where he ends up crashing into the wall trying to make some sort of spectacular catch. So Buxton is all around an amazing player. At this point in his career, the only thing getting in his way is his health. But if he stays healthy, look out for him next year. He's one of the more fun players to watch in baseball, and I have him coming in at number 2. And moving on, at number 1, the best center fielder in baseball today, it couldn't be anyone else. It's Mike Trout. I mean, where do we even start with this guy? He is a 3-time MVP, an 8-time Silver Slugger Award winner, a 9-time All-Star, and he's also finished top 5 in the MVP in every single season of his big league career outside of his rookie season and last year where he only played in 36 games. And he is still only 30 years of age. Mike Trout is off to a historic start to his career. If he retired today, he is most definitely a Hall of Famer. He's on track to be one of the best players of all time. Now, last year, he did only play in those 36 games, but he hit .333 with 8 home runs, 18 RBIs, a .1090 OPS, and a 1.8 WAR. So if it weren't for the injuries, Trout was in for yet another MVP caliber season. Now, defensively, he has never been the best outfielder outside of when he was really young and athletic, but at this point in his career, he is okay defensively. He's not going to stand out there in center field. But with how amazing this guy is at every other aspect of the game, it simply does not matter how good he is defensively. He is far and away the best center fielder in baseball. In my eyes, he's still the best player in all of baseball, and I have him coming in at number 1. So there you have it, my top 10 center fielders in baseball today. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below where you agree or disagree. I'd love to see what you guys think. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to continue to post a lot more baseball videos here as we head closer to the 2022 season. And of course, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.